A reading from the book of the prophet Jeremiah. Thus says the Lord, this is what I commanded my people. Listen to my voice, then I will be your God, and you shall be my people. Walk in all the way that I command you, so that you may prosper. But they obeyed not, nor did they paid heed. They walked in the hardness of their evil hearts, and turned their backs, not their faces, to me. From the day that your ancestors left the land of Egypt, even to this day, I have sent you entirely on my servants, the prophets. Yet they have not obeyed nor paid heed. They have stiffened their necks and done worse than their ancestors. When you speak all these words to them, they will not listen to you either. When you call them, they will not answer you. Say to them, this is the nation that does not listen. This is the voice of the Lord, its God. Or take correction. Faithfulness has disappeared. The word itself is banished from their speech. The word of God.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus was driving out a demon that was mute. And when the demon had gone out, the mute person spoke at the crowds, and the crowds were amazed. Some of them said, by the power of Beelzebul, the prince of demons, he drives out demons. Others, to test him, asked for a sign from heaven. But he knew their thoughts and said to them, every nation divided against itself will lay waste, and a house divided against itself will fall. And if Satan was also divided, how will the realm of Satan stand? For you say that it is by Beelzebul that I drive out demons. If I drive out demons by Beelzebul, by whom do not your own people drive them out? Therefore they will be your judges. But if it is by the finger of God that I drive out demons, then the realm of God has come upon you. When those who are strong and fully armed guard their home, their possessions are safe. But when a stronger one attacks and prevails, the victor takes away the armor in which they trusted and distributes the spoils. Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. Gospel of the Lord. When thinking about my life and where my faith and spirituality is shaped, I didn't really know where to start. But my grandmother suggested that I start at the beginning, the very beginning, a very good place to start. For when you read, you begin with ABC, and when you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi. So let's start there. The summer when I was 5, my little sister Emma had just been born in March. So in order to get me off my parents' hands for a week, my grandparents enrolled me into VBS at their church, and I had a ball. I remember walking outside to do chalk. We had these drawstring bags that we got to color ourselves, Bible stories about Noah's Ark, and asking the teacher how the boat didn't sink with all those animals on it. Their response was, well, Noah had faith that in the Lord and knew what he was doing, that he was doing good. I had such an amazing time that year at VBS, and at the time, I didn't know it was just the beginning. Sadly, the church would not become my church for a while. Me and my family attended a church near us in Hilton. It was small and accepting, but was all we needed at the time. I would do Sunday school every Sunday when my parents attended church, and I would do VBS over the summer. But something was still missing. I didn't have the joy I had at my grandparents' church during that one VBS. It just wasn't home. Then, when I was around 8, we decided to leave and attend my grandparents' church, Spiritus Christi. Everything had sparked again. I made my first communion in 5th grade. I was the biggest kid, overtowering all the little 2nd graders, but I didn't care. I knew I was taking the next step into my faith journey. Now let me tell you something about myself. I am always doing something. There is never a dull moment in my life for sure, and I love it that way. One of my teachers at school calls me a doer because I always get things done. So when I graduated from religious ed and was able to be a teen helper and have all these amazing volunteer opportunities in youth group, I did not take one moment to think about everything. I just joined and did everything. Unfortunately, my junior high experience here at Spiritus and school took a pause because of the pandemic. I missed out on retreats, and we were unable to do any mission work my 7th grade year. It was unfortunate, and my faith in everything became dull. I wasn't in school, there was no clubs I could put my time into, no religious ed to help with. In sports, you played, practiced, and went home. There was no team bonding, no team dinners, no friend hangouts. I had nothing to do. I couldn't be a doer. There were so many questions I had, like, what would happen if I got sick? How is this going to affect my life? Me and my family attempted to watch church every Sunday. It was live streamed, but it still wasn't the same. There was a huge blockade in my life, my faith, my everything. I thought to myself and questioned, why would God and Jesus allow something like this to happen? But then, after 2 years of COVID, everything transitioned again, and my faith was once again changed. It almost began again. My grandmother, in which I call Nani, gave me a girls' study Bible when I had made my first communion. I went back to it and found that I had annotated all of it. I mean, all of it. But passing through the pages, I found something I felt myself constantly coming back to. Psalms 4:3. It stated, I lay down and slept, yet I woke up in safety, for the Lord was watching over me. I took this and thought back to COVID and how those questions I had were answered, how I was protected, how my family stayed safe. Back in action, all these opportunities presented themselves. I was now in senior high youth group and went on retreats and my first mission trip, where we stayed in Rochester and worked at the Jennifer House. I began to realize that my journey wasn't just my doing. Yes, I pursued through switching churches and COVID with my own body, brain, and soul, but the Spirit was all around me, within the people alongside me. My mom, one of my biggest supporters, was always there. She is always a person to talk to and support me no matter what. We joke around a lot that she is like a taxi driver, bringing me from place to place. My grandparents helped me to start my faith journey here at Spiritus, and now I was meeting so many new people, new supporters, people that I would find myself needing in the near future. Last year, a parent challenged a book in our library. The book is titled, This Book is Gay, by Juno Dawson, a transgender woman. Initially, I was fuming. The book had been taken out of our library twice, and no kids had raised any concern. The book serves as an outlet for teens to learn about safe relationships and the sexuality within the LGBTQIA+ community, with the second goal to educate others. Suddenly, because of the concern, Hilton started to become an unsafe place for those of the LGBTQIA+ community and even others. On March 22nd, 2023, every school in the district was evacuated because of a bomb threat. I was scared and can't imagine what the elementary schoolers felt. Initially, we didn't know why someone would send a bomb threat, until it came out later on the news that it was because of the book in question. The bomb threat stated slurs and hateful things to the community, claiming that it was harmful material to be in school. All this hurt over a book that helps teens find themselves if they're questioning anything, a book that keeps teens safe. The night after the bomb threat and evacuation, the parents were holding a meeting about the book. The night after the bomb threat, the parents were still holding a meeting. I saw the hurt, the hate, the unsafe environment for those in the community, and told my mom I'm going to that meeting. It took some convincing, but I just kept telling her I have to go. I felt all these emotions swirling inside me. I knew I had to center myself, to stay calm and not stoop to anger. Before leaving my house to go, I sat in my room and quickly, I felt like I needed to pray. I prayed for strength, and I prayed for my friends in the community and other kids at my school. I was reminded again of Psalms 4:3 when writing this. I lay down and slept, yet I woke up in safety, for the Lord was watching over me. I didn't know as I sat there praying that God would give me amazing support in return. I went to that meeting and experienced adults pointing their fingers in my face, telling me I was wrong, that I was making everything worse, that I was just a kid who didn't know what I was talking about. It was hard. I didn't understand how parents could be so mean. I was just 15. But my faith and astounding support pulled me through it all. My family at church all reached out and gave me the support I needed. I remember the Sunday after the meeting going to talk to Reverend Seeley. Her kind words told me I was doing the right thing. Reverend Myra told me, "Go get it, girl, you're doing amazing things." I had my friends, Elijah, Teresa, Connor from youth group, and the leaders, Lauren, Mark, Aaron, Karina, Nick, just willing to listen and give me some ideas of how to further fight for this book to be kept in the library. I was able to talk to Karina and hear her thoughts about it, as she is a doctor who has had past patients who were teens struggling with their own identity. Shaban reached out and checked in when I saw her. Just her hug helped me. My principal at school even pulled me out of gym class to tell me how amazed he was to have a student brave enough to stand up to others for others. Some of my friends came alongside me to the board meeting as support. And of course, my parents sat back and let me do it, supporting me, even if they were scared for their daughter and the potential harm in the experience. I don't know if anything could ever break my faith after that experience. Even people I didn't know thanked me for standing up. I got a letter in the mail the week following from a grandmother thanking me for standing up for those voices being silenced at the time. So my faith, my spirituality, isn't just me. It's everyone around me too. I could never do everything I do by myself. I could never have gotten through COVID without my parents and sister. My mom, sister, and I would often find ourselves driving to Starbucks as our outing of the week. My grandparents helped me and introduced me to Spiritus, which has given me the most amazing church family. When I think of my church family, I think of the trips and mission work we have done. The little amounts of work we've done have made some kind of difference for people in need. I think back to the homily Lydia did for Martin Luther King Day. She talked about how she felt like she wasn't doing enough for the refugees, but then realized that she was doing her best and still making a difference. It made me think back to the mission trip we went on last year to Syracuse, where we spent our time building nice wooden stairs for a lady who was housebound for 3 months because her old cement stairs had fallen apart. Every time we're at youth group all together, you can find one of the leaders, Trevor, telling you to take a lap every time you swear. I decided to give up swearing for Lent, and every time I slip up, I hear him in my head saying, "That's a lap." So back to the beginning, a very good place to start, to end. My faith and spirituality is constantly being shaped by the people around me. The Spirit is in all of them, helping me and giving me more opportunities than I could ever imagine. Nothing of this is my end. It's just the continuation of the beginning, the very beginning, a very good place to start.
Oh Lord, you're beautiful. Your face is all I see. For when your eyes are on this child, your grace abounds to me. I want to take your word and shine it all around, but first help me just to live it, Lord. And when I'm doing well, help me to never seek the crown, for my reward is giving glory to you. Oh Lord, please light the fire that once burned bright and clear. Replace the lamp of my first love that burned with hope. seek the ground, for my reward is